What's up, everybody? I am Jaspreet Singh, and welcome to the Minority Mindset, and welcome back to sunny and hot Arizona. I'm back with my man Cody Sperber, also known as the Clever Investor, and we're at one of your rehabs where you expect to make $50,000 on this one property.
Yep,
and
that's the plan.
When you bought this property, you said it was a dump.
It was bad. Yeah, this house was originally built in 1960, so it was all in original 1960 condition, and then you add in a hoarder lived here.
Ooh.
There was like massive termite damage. There was stray cats everywhere. There was dead cats everywhere. I mean, it was all the plumbing, electrical material, everything needed to be redone in this house. It was in bad shape.
Well, I want to learn about how you did it, and we want to go through exactly what you did to make this flip happen, but let's go inside because it is hot. And when I mean it's hot, let me actually show you. It is 111 degrees out here. So let's go inside before we start melting. So how much did you pick up this property for?
Yeah, so we actually purchased this one from another local investor for $260,000.
$260,000, and then you put in how much for the rehab?
Yeah, so for everything you see right now, we're about $80K, which is the top of our budget.
Okay.
But we're pretty much done. We've been in the project for 2 months now. We're about 2 weeks. Everything else at this place is like little tiny things, some cleanup.
Yeah.
We're gonna stage the property,
Okay.
you know, that kind of thing.
Well, it looks beautiful. How did you know to buy this property? Like, what was your thought process when you saw this property initially? Because you said it did not look like this when you bought it.
It was so bad. There was termite damage all the way up to like this high on every single wall in the entire house. It was enclosed. It was, clunky. Everything was 1960 condition. I mean, it smelled so bad. You couldn't even be in the house for very long. It was that bad of a smell. It smelled like profit. Right? That's what it smelled like. Yeah, it smelled like cat pee and profit. Kitchens and bathrooms sell houses, right? So this is a 1,635 square foot house. It's not a big house, so we can afford to maybe put a little bit more into some of the materials and make it really, really nice. So we opened up the walls. We, decided to go with the nicer Calcutta quartz versus like a granite. A really cheap way to make kitchens really pop is backsplashes, right? A lot of people.
So this right here.
That right there, like in a lot of places, you'll see somebody do like just a little backsplash that's like right here that maybe matches the countertop. I like to make the backsplashes pop because when somebody walks in, you want them to be like, wow, this is unbelievable.
As soon as I walked in, that's the first thing that I saw was, one, that this place is very open, and second, this kitchen looks really nice.
Yep. You want to know our secret?
What's that?
Pinterest.
Really?
Pinterest, I'm telling you right now, if you just scroll around on Pinterest for remodeling ideas, like if you look at the side of, just like the X design, I saw that on Pinterest and I'm like, I just showed our general contractor, I'm like, hey, I want that. And we're actually gonna be repainting this to make this a little darker because I noticed this when we walked in here.
Yeah.
I want this blue to match this blue. So I'm gonna make this a little darker.
So you really have to be a perfectionist if you want to be a successful flipper.
I am because I take pride in my work and I like, when people walk in, I want them to sell quickly.
Yeah.
That's my key, is how fast can I get the house to sell so I can get money back in the door, go source the next deal and move on to the next one.
Because you're doing a lot of flips.
Yeah, we got a lot. We got about 10 going right now. We knew that these were going to be the two main rooms where people were hanging out.
Okay.
And so there's a couple ways to add value, right? Obviously, putting in nice materials adds value to the house, remodeling it and bringing it up to code. All new plumbing, all new electrical, all new lighting, that kind of thing. But actually right here, when we looked at the garage, originally on this house, the laundry room was actually outside.
This garage wasn't like this before.
Well, the garage was here, but this room wasn't here. And so we went to the city and I checked in with the city and I said, hey, could we move the laundry room from outside and put it in the garage and build a room inside the garage? And I had to go check for code to see if there's enough room for a car to park here. And they said, as long as there's so many inches in front of the car, a standard car length, and behind it, then you can do it. And so we were able to actually add about 75 to 80 square foot by enclosing the laundry room using this old garage space.
Do you remember how much that cost you to build out this extra laundry room inside?
Not much, a couple $1,000.
Really?
Yeah, a couple $1,000. Because watch, check this out. It actually turned out great because, you know, we just punched a hole right here and now we're in the garage, right? Oh. And so we enclosed this laundry room, we added this sliding barn door, and all of these materials, the flooring, the baseboards, everything came from Home Depot, the fans, the lighting. And here's a pro tip if you're, you know, starting to get into remodeling houses. A great way to save money is go down to Home Depot and set up an account with their Pro Desk, right? Because you could automatically save 10 to 15% depending on how much materials you're buying. On everything, yeah. Home Depot is great. They got everything under the sun there, and you can even set it up where they, ship it out here, so you don't even have to keep going back to Home Depot. They'll drop it over at the property if you buy enough stuff. So,
and I know you have your own model. Like when you are like thinking about flipping a property, you have some things that you're thinking about before you actually buy a property.
Yeah. So, I've been doing this business for 15 years now. So I've learned a thing or two. I made every mistake under the sun. So now when I buy a property, I actually think about it like we're flipping houses, right? We're flip, F-L-I-P.
You got an acronym for it too.
I got an acronym. And so the F stands for fast, right? And so whenever I look at a potential deal, I'm always looking at the days on market in the general area. How fast are these properties selling once they're fully remodeled? Because I want them to sell quickly. Right? Because like I said earlier, you got to get the money back in the door.
Like this one, you might be out in 3 months.
Yeah, so when I looked at this property, our goal was to not be in this house longer than 5 months.
Wow.
Okay, and here's why. I'm really concerned with what's happening in the market right now.
Yeah, the market's slowing down, tariffs,
federal
and reserve interest rates.
We hear about a 2020 market crash and all this stuff, and you know what? That's not just, people, saying, watch out for the market crash. There's real things happening right now that are leading us to believe that if you're into a property for a really long length of time, you might get caught just like a lot of people did.
2005, 2008, we saw the exact same thing happen with flippers because they had all this debt on all these properties they were just holding, and we saw what happened. So that's smart that you think about that.
So I'm no longer, like for instance, I don't do luxury property anymore.
Okay.
I'm only doing working class neighborhoods where the properties like 200 for here in Phoenix, the medium home sale price is low 300s.
Okay.
So like I bought this house for 260, all right, 260,000. We're going to put 80K into it. I'm going to sell it for 424 to 434.
Okay.
Right. So the profits are there. The speed is there. That's really, really important. So you got to, think about the speed of money.
Fast.
Yep. F is fast. And the L stands for location. Right?
I could have guessed that.
There's 2 golden rules in real estate: location, 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 and you make money when you buy. So, I love this location. We are 2.5, 3 miles from Arizona State University, one of the largest universities in the country.
It's a pretty cool school. This is my first time going through ASU. I wish I went there.
Yeah, I went there, and it was absolutely phenomenal. I don't remember all of it.
I wonder why.
But I went there. And we're in a cul-de-sac.
Okay.
It's a large lot. So it was like checking all the boxes of like, man, this thing's going to move quickly once it gets sold. Days on market in this area were less than 30 days. So once it's fully remodeled, sell quickly in the right spot. All right.
So and then fast, location.
And then the I stands for impact. When you're walking around right now, like I said, we're about 2 weeks out from it being done. But if you came back in 2 weeks, it'd be clean, it'd be staged, it would be sold like right away because it would just look so good compared to everything else that's out there. So I look for ways to add value.
Like how you built this washing machine, so you don't have to wash your clothes when it's 115 degrees outside.
Exactly.
You bring it inside.
Exactly. So this particular property, we, to provide the most value and impact.
Yeah.
All right. We changed out all the materials. We added some square footage, and then you can kind of see out there. There's a garage out there. Normally, we don't have a secondary garage, but this particular property had this old beat-up garage. It was like in super distress. Yeah. We went out there and replaced the roof, replaced the garage door, put all new wood, and fixed it all up. Somebody's going to find that very valuable to them, especially if they're a mechanic or they want to turn that into an Airbnb kind of
so that's
studio.
The impact that you're creating. You're finding a property that's beat up, that has a lot of either financial distress or physical distress, which is what I talk about a lot of, to find a property that's undervalued. You come in, you fix it up, and that's your impact to make more money on.
Yep. Yeah. And then the last one is P for people, right? So this whole thing works when you have the right power team of people surrounding you, right? And so for me, My team looks like this. So it's me and my 2 business partners. One of them's a licensed agent, one of them's a licensed general contractor, right? Before they were licensed, because we weren't always licensed, before they were licensed, we used to hire those people. And so it's really important that you find the right general contractor when you're new at rehabbing and get them on your team. Pay them well, treat them well, and get them on your team because they're gonna make your flipping experience really, really great. Then they go out and find all what's called subcontractors. That's the electrician, the plumber, the drywaller, the painter, all that stuff. So it's their responsibility to have the relationships.
It makes your life a lot easier too.
Oh man, now guess what I'm doing? Sourcing new deals, raising more money, investing. I'm focusing on the things that actually move the needle. Not saying that if you're really love, handyman work and you want to hang some things, like hang some drywall, go for it, but I wouldn't spend my time doing that. I like to focus on the bigger picture.
And for somebody who's never flipped a property before or who is interested in potentially getting into rehabbing and flipping, doing what you do, I know you have an ebook available, right, on how to do your first rehab?
Yeah, so since we've been doing this for so long, and I made every mistake under the sun, like literally screwed everything up. I sucked at investing in rehabbing for a long period of time, that we just started documenting the things that were working in the flow of the rehab and how to source materials and how to hire the team members and what to pay them and when to pay them, that I just created this little guide. And over time, it became really useful. A lot of people wanted to use it, and then we slapped the cover on it, and now you have access to it.
So if you want access to this Cody Sperber guide on how you can do your first rehab, we're going to give it away for free to you who are watching, and you can download it by clicking the link up here or by clicking the link in the description below. Minority Mindset is an affiliate partner with Cody Sperber and the Clever Investor, so if you end up buying any of his products later on, we will get compensated, but there's no additional cost to you. Now, I want to learn more about this property, so let's go through it. You have 3 bedrooms here.
Yeah, so the guy who was living here lived in this room. And he barely ever left this room. Everything else was like, if you can picture like what a hoarder house looks like, there was literally stuff everywhere. And so he lived in this room. There was no window. There was like a little beat up old AC unit, and that was the only AC in the whole house.
Oh my God.
Right? The rest of the house was like stinky and super hot. There was black mold all right here, and this guy was living on a futon right here. I couldn't believe it.
So you changed the carpet.
We all new baseboards, all new dry, because we had to get rid of all the termite damage and all the
you
mold.
Took it down to the studs, essentially.
Took it down to the studs and the entire thing. So everything you see here has been replaced. And then this bathroom turned out really, really good. We decided that we wanted a step-in shower. We're going to have the last thing that needs to be installed is a glass shower door. And that's something that we like to do in our master bathrooms, is when you gut it and you go and you put it all back in, put like a little 3-inch lip down there, right? So that way the water doesn't come out, and it gives you a choice. You could either put a nice glass shower door, or you could just, if you want to be cheaper, you can just hang a rod and have a shower curtain and it could flow right back in. But if there's no lip, then you can't do that. You have to put in a glass shower door.
See, the thing that I really like about this flip is you told me that there used to be cats all over this property, and you had to actually rescue a cat too.
We rescued the cat. In fact, we thought the cat died in this bathroom.
Oh my God.
And there was this awkward moment where I'm trying to get the cat and wake him up, but it didn't move. And for like 30 awkward seconds, we thought it was dead. And then all of a sudden it like sprung to life. And we ended up rescuing the cat and taking it down to the animal shelter and got it all fixed up. So we were able to relocate all the cats. There was well over a dozen of them, and find them home. So it was very rewarding.
Well, I want to take a look out in the back as well, because one of the things that I found really interesting about this property is that, you said you came in and you saw termites, you saw black mold, you saw the smell, you saw cats. How does somebody who's just getting started in real estate, how can they turn that into this impact, this value that you talked about? How do they know to do that? Do you just look for the most beat up property, or what do you look for?
No, it's really come down to your marketing, right? So for me, we're putting out a lot of different marketing in the areas where we want to buy properties at, right? And so
you know your area in and out.
We know the areas that we want to find deals in, and then as the deals come across our desk, my rule of thumb is anytime it's a home run, cherry pick it out and run the renovation. If it's not a home run, if it's a skinny deal, don't do it. It's not worth the risk.
So you're looking for only the big deals, but you find these deals, one, because you built this network. You go to real estate investor meetings. Is that how you're finding deals? Or
yeah, well, nowadays it's even easier than that. I mean, back in the day, I used to have to do stuff like that, but think about the power of social media nowadays. There's a lot of free firepower people have on their cell phones. And so I actually source a lot of deals just hitting people up through Instagram, through Facebook, through DMs, in different groups and stuff, just saying, hey, I'm looking to buy deals. What do you got? What do you got? Show them to me first. I'm hitting up every real estate agent in town. I'm hitting up the other local investors in town. And then if I have money, which I do now, I can now spend money on advertising like direct mail and bandit
to find the homes themselves.
To find the deals.
Wow.
Yeah.
So one, you got to know the location. Well, the whole flip method. You got to know the location. You got to get in out fast. You got to upsell. You got to create this value, and then you need to have the good team. That's a great model.
That's it.
Well, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Cody, for taking us through this deal and teaching us about flipping. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the Minority Mindset YouTube channel. That way you don't miss our new videos every single week. And as always, keep hustling.